Good afternoon or good morning. My name is Ryan Grimes. I'm the president of My IT Indy, and today's LinkedIn Live is all about what business owners need to get right in 2023 to protect their businesses. Uh, our topic of discussion recently has been a cyber incident. So once again, I'm going to go over what that means. And it's basically a breach of your company's technology. And yes, I know you can read the slide right here, but we're going to talk a little bit more about what it means in real words. It's basically you have let somebody in they've breached you with password, they've gained access to your accounts, they've done something to modify your company data, and that is usually a very bad thing. Typically, it's done because human beings aren't paying attention, but it can also be employees that were let go or any sort of other event that could happen to disrupt your business. So, how do we avoid having a cyber incident to begin with? Well, the first thing is limit access to sensitive data. So, only let people have access to the things they need access to. Lots of times we will come into a prospect and every file in the entire company will be shared with everybody else in the entire company. And for one thing, it's an organizational mess because not everyone needs to see everything, and it's only adding to their inefficiencies with using technology. But it's also a huge issue with privacy. If you don't have your HR documents locked down, or you have company financial information in there sitting on SharePoint or sitting in Google Drive that everyone can have access to, it's really it's a recipe for disaster. And it sounds like, oh, I would never do that, but we see it all the time. Servers with guest access, shared documents, especially in Google Drive, where everyone shares people put things in their personal Google Drive and then share them out. Well, that is, they'll drop something else in that folder, not realizing that they shared it to somebody, and then bang, it's in somebody else's hands who doesn't need to see it. Regularly back up your data. This is a huge one, and I'll be honest, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that the cloud is backup. It is absolutely not. Microsoft even has in their terms of service that you are responsible for your own data. Nothing they offer is a backup. So you need to make sure that your data is stored somewhere other than your cloud service provider. It's also if you have an on-premise server, you need to make sure that you have the server imaged and backed up someplace, two other places. The first one is on-premise because it's easier to spin up a recovery instance or to get back to normal with a server backup sitting there on your network in your local office. But just in case a disaster happens to your office, you need to make sure that that backup is somewhere else. Yes, it will take longer to restore. However, geographically, it will be safer when it's not sitting in your office. Here's one that most businesses never do. Regularly monitor activity. Now, this doesn't mean spying on your employees. Let's get one thing clear here. It's making sure that business technology is being used for business purposes. We have tools that we use that will notify us if it suspects something may be inappropriate. For instance, accessing a free and personal Gmail account from a business computer. Someone's checking their email from home, that may be fine. However, we've seen breaches in the wild with both Cisco and with Uber where data was compromised because somebody was syncing passwords to their personal Gmail account, and that personal Gmail account was compromised, but then they gained access to corporate data as well because of those saved passwords. So we don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to check your personal Gmail account at times, but don't do it on a work computer. Work computers for work stuff. And if you want to check your Gmail account, go hop on your phone and go outside to do that. It's just limiting liability and risk for the business. The last item I want to talk about, engage with a cybersecurity specialist. Back in the day, you could have one person handling your IT for your business. And those days are done. I'm sorry, but a one person IT shop can't, or a one person IT person can't keep up with the amount of security that needs to be implemented. And a lot of those vendors won't even work with them. So you need to have a partner. You need to engage with them to understand what your risk is for how you're working, and then listen to their advice and implement a technology plan that incorporates all the security that they are recommending you do. You have to get somebody. Those days of, hey, I'm just gonna do this. We've never been hacked. Well, those days are done. Like you could be hacked and never know it until all the money in your account is gone. So, ways to stay connected. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I love having conversations about technology. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter called Welcome to the Future. It's published on every Sunday, and it just talks about technology that's out there. It talks about how you can use technology to better your business. And if you want to have more in-depth discussion and see how maybe we can help you out, visit myitindy.com and then click schedule an initial conversation. Again, this is Ryan Grimes from My IT Indy.